Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem, breaking down tonight a fabulous 8-game slate. If you know me, you know me by now. 8 games is right in my wheelhouse, especially when my boy Kimba is at home and playing well. Um, Tonight was a really, really great night for several reasons. Number one, excuse me, get the crown apple. It's my birthday weekend, and I'm gonna turn up as much as a happily married father of 5 can. Basketball, Crown Royal, and I'll be hitting the game with my old man. The Monday night game in New York this weekend. Well, Monday night game in New York. Giants and the Cincinnati Bengals. So, but that's not what makes tonight so awesome. The best thing about tonight was right after everything went final, I sent out a tweet and I was like, yo, retweet this if you hit 300. And my phone is still going off right now from DFS Sweatshop members, cats who have adopted the 4 core strategy, not just rocking with my core, but developing their own core of players. Their lineups are streamlined and they are hitting in different spots. And I'm going to show you tonight what happens when your core hits. It's not something that's going to happen all the time, but it's going to happen. If you stick to the process, you continue to roster, you find your 4 guys who you really like, who you know are going to ball out, and you rock with them, and you build lineups around those guys. All 4 of them don't have to be in every lineup, and I'm going to show you. As a matter of fact, we're going to just go with the regular format of the show. We're going to start with my best lineup of the night. I had a few lineups hit 300. It wasn't an overly high scoring night. We didn't see anything over like 350, 360. So if you hit 300, you did pretty well for yourself. Crown Royal apple and ginger. So let's go ahead and just like I said, get into the regular format of the show. We're gonna go over my best lineup. We are gonna do our feature 4 players. It's gonna be kind of bittersweet, but we're gonna go through that as well. Then we're going to do a very quick recap of tonight's 8 games because we've got to know where we've been if we want to know where we're going. And then where we're going is to tomorrow's monster 11-game slate. And I'm going to tell you, I like it on Saturdays or days when there's like 11 games, when they kind of chop up the slates a little bit. But we're getting all of these 11 games jam packed into one big free-for-all. So I would suggest, if you are intimidated, play lightly. If this is where you live, if you like this, go ahead and go all in. I'm gonna be honest with you, after 3 years of playing DFS basketball, I still get a little intimidated by these huge 11-game slates because there's so many options. But I'm gonna tell you, the people that I'm gonna talk about are the people that are gonna be in my player pool. In this tonight's slate, and you're gonna see it in a couple of my lives. I'm gonna show you a couple of them. I probably had like 30 players total in my complete player pool, and I mixed and matched them and put them in different spots. And it was a pretty good night because my core did hit. I did hit on a couple of value plays that we discussed on Twitter. And see, that's so you know, the DFS Sweatshop has many different levels, man. This right here is an introduction. This is where you come and you meet me, and I want to introduce you to the rest of my friends, and they are on Twitter. Now, we're also going to be developing a Facebook page pretty soon here because the following is getting too big, and we need everyone to have their own platform where they can share their posts and everybody can see them. So that's something that we are going to be working on. Look forward to that after my birthday. I'm going to go party, and then when I get back, we back to business. So let's start with my best DraftKings lineup tonight, and I cashed on FanDuel and DraftKings, so it was a pretty good night. We're going to start. I started with Kyrie Irving. I knew he was going to be low owned. I really liked him. I figured if anybody was going to go to the Washington and Cleveland game, they were going to go LeBron, they were going to go Love. And that's what happened. Both of those guys were up to 20% owned, and Kyrie was like 9% owned in the single entry GPP, in a larger GPPs, and he was 7% owned in my single entry GPPs, which I did cash in. I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited that you guys are making money. It's great. All right, so next, Nicholas Batum. Um, I really liked Kimball Walker, duh. And the thing about the Charlotte offense is this is the most unselfish team in basketball. Like even the Golden State Warriors, man, those guys can get into selfish streaks and play selfishly. They have one or two selfish players on the team, but this Draymond Green is just so unselfish and willing to do all the dirty work that he kind of covers up the egos of the other guys. But this team, this is the most unselfish team in basketball, and it's always good to pair them. When you think one of them is in a good spot, get the guy next to him because he's going to benefit off of that one guy being in a good spot. And we saw that tonight with Nicholas Batum. He had an awesome game. Robert Covington was another play that I liked. We talked about that on the previous podcast, just because we had game film. We saw what happened when Indiana was at home and Philadelphia went in there and pushed it to overtime and almost beat them. We saw that. So I like Robert Covington. Derek Favors, you're not going to see this guy this cheap anymore. I believe he was like 5.8K. That's the end of that. You're not going to see that anymore. He had Cody Zeller. He was a so-so play. I really liked him before I got the news that Valanciunas was going to be playing. But since I already was set and I had a gut feeling that he was going to make value and be a strong play, I just rolled with it, and that's what he did. I mean, he didn't go ham. He didn't go ham, but at 4K flat, returning 22 DraftKings points was right where he needed to be. Kimball Walker, we all know what he did. He had a really awesome game. Then Gordon Hayward played very well, and the other guy that was in my core four. Those are three guys from my core four right there: Kimball Walker, Gordon Hayward, and Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid had a really nice game. He had a lot of us scared in the first half, but the second half, man, he balled out, and it was a really, really awesome showing for Joel Embiid. Kind of a breakout, coming out party type game for him. So that was really awesome that he was able to do that. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to show you what exactly happened with this lineup. Now this is one of those lineups that I really liked, and when I do that, when I have that feeling that I really like a lineup, I'm going to enter it more than once. I'm going to enter it more than once. So I had it in 30K and one. That is a dollar tournament. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And each lineup, because it's the same one, finished 305 out of 35,000. Very good showing there. I had it in the four-point play, the 400K, the large tournament that paid out 50K the first, and I finished 1,200 out of 117,000. That was a pretty good showing. And then I just had it in a few quarter arcades because when I closer to lock, that's all I could enter it to. Everything else was already filled up. So I just went ahead and entered it into a few quarter arcades, and I finished 404th out of 47,000. Really good showing from this lineup. And just to show you that so many of my lineups were the same. I mean, not the same lineup per se, but they were very similar in the fact that I didn't stray from my core. Look at this one. This was one that didn't do very well. I had this lineup in a lot of different spots too, but it didn't do very well. I had people like I had LeBron in this one, Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Cody Zeller, Jeff Teague, Kristaps, Dante Exum. You know, this was one of the worst lineups of the night. But another lineup that I had hit 295. That was really good one. This is the one I had all of my single entry GPPs. If you look, you can see where we had it in the single entry, the jump shot single entry. That was a $3 tournament. The high five single entry, that was a $5 tournament. The daily dollar, we had it in there. Had it a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the dollar and one, and we had it in the 4K. This was one. It was Chris Paul, Nicholas Batum, Gordon Hayward, Rashawn Holmes was a good play. Joel Embiid, Lillard, Favors, Exum. Now, and you see where my lineup is not straying too far from the core, right? So next one we're gonna get into is I'll just show you one more. I think I had another one that did hit 300. Yeah, this one right here. And this lineup really pissed me off because I was in position to really do some shit here. I really was. I was in position, but I had two guys that snowflaked out on me, and it was not a very good showing from them. If you look again, you see I've got Kimba, I got Gordon Hayward, I've got Joakim Noah, which was a really good value play. who we talked about Boston being horrible against in the post and not being able to rebound the ball well. With Joakim Noah, he got 10 boards and 9 points, almost made it had a double double. We've got Rashawn Holmes, who you can tell I like them as a value play. Gordon Hayward, a part of the core four. Kristaps Porzingis was a part of the core four. Kemba Walker. So the guys I'm talking about are the guys I'm playing. This is not like Roto Grinders where they just spout out a bunch of names to you and you look at their lineups on the leaderboard and you never see the guys they were talking about because they're not playing them. They're trying to take you off of these guys, the 300 club players, so that you can roster people like Dante Exum. And we're going to talk about all that in a minute. So let's go ahead and get into our featured 4 players of the night. Every night we talk about 4 guys who are the most tweeted about, most talked about guys for the evening for good and bad reasons. And the first of which is the Who Dat scoring all them points over there, player of the night. And that's going to be Rashawn Holmes at 3.1% owned and at 3.7K salary. This guy played 24 minutes, had 8 points, 12 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal for 26.5 DraftKings points. Now, I thought I was going to see numbers like this from him because we thought Jahlil Okafor wasn't going to play. Reports were out that he was out due to rest, but he played, and Rashawn Holmes still got his. This dude is up and coming. He's on the rise. And he, unlike Jahlil Okafor, he plays well with Joel Embiid. You've got to watch the game film so you can, catch the subtle nuances of the offense and see what's going on inside of it. How did I miss that play of the night is going to go to Kelly Olynyk. And this is, for me particularly, how the fuck did I miss Kelly Olynyk? They just played last night. He had a great game. The salary was still, they just came back. The salary was good. I believe it was like 3.3K. I mean, there was no reason for me to completely fade him and not have him in any of my lineups. And for that reason, he is the how did I miss that play of the night. And in 29 minutes, a nice amount of minutes. And the funny part about it is somebody hit me in chat and was like, yo, what you think about Kelly Olynyk? I was like, man, I'm not sure, man. They've got Amir Johnson. They've got Jerebko. They've got, what's the other, Zeller. And I'm not sure where he's going to be at minutes-wise. And he just had 29 minutes. And in those 29 minutes, he scored 19 points, had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 3 3-pointers made, and scored 34.25 DraftKings points. And he was 23.6% owned. So that means you were on him. That means you was on him, and I missed that. How did I miss that? Player of the night. The heat check player of the night. This is bittersweet. Because we all know who the heat check player of the night is, right? This is a gentleman who I talk about frequently on this show, due to the fact that his team plays 42 home games, and I can tell you for 42 games at least out of the year, this is a young man who I'm going to have plentiful in my roster. This dude plays so lights out at the crib. I mean, he's got the hose. But you know what? I saw something too during the game because I watch every NBA game. 1 3-pointer, because he made 7 of them. 1 3-pointer that he made, they take the camera and put it up in the stands. And guess who they shined the camera on? It wasn't no hose. It was his mom. So I did some research. This dude's mother comes to every game. She has never missed this dude play basketball. So maybe it ain't the hose. It's his mom. And for that, you, Kemba, are tonight's heat check player of the night. Shout out to your mama for being there, watching you go ham and score 40 points in 34 minutes at 23% ownership. Only 7.5K, beat all other point guards out that were higher priced than him. Had 10 boards, 6 assists, 7 3-pointers made. Got the double-double bonus for 66 DraftKings points. And now, that one motherfucker. The motherfucker who fucked up all of the lineups. The motherfucker who, right before lineups locked, I'm looking at my phone. And I see some shit come across my phone. It says, you know what? George Hill ain't playing. So I said, all right, fuck it. I ain't going to roster Shelvin Mack any damn way. But then it's like, no. Dante Exum is going to be playing. Now, I understand talent. I know the man is a young talent. The man's pretty good. He's somebody who I had my eye on. If you watched every show, you heard in previous shows that I've said, hey, this dude is going to win that job. So tonight he had his opportunity. Center stage. Dante Exum. George Hill's out. You go out, you run the offense, and you ball out. No, man. This motherfucker, this old snowflake Aussie ass motherfucker, went out there and scored 10 DraftKings points at 3.3% ownership. Do you realize what we could have did if you had 10 points and 10 assists? If you went out there and you sat on the sideline for a year waiting to play, injured, hurt, fully healed, just so you can get in the game and give us 10 DraftKings points? No, man, hell no. You the night snowflake of the night. And guess what? We ain't gonna roster your ass again. No, we really ain't gonna roster your ass again. Everybody else, be dead for the night. No, you are dead to me. You, Dante Exum, you are dead to me. I will never roster you again. And that's just how I feel about that. You were an interception that I just threw away. I'll never roster your ass again. Now let's go ahead and move into the quick recap of tonight's game. It was a very good night. A lot of scoring, a lot of great ball games we got to watch. And let's go ahead and move right into the first game on the docket. Was the Indiana Pacers traveling to the Philadelphia 76ers. Really good game from Covington, as we spoke about already. At his price point, it was undeniable that he played 40 minutes, had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. Really filled up the stat sheet. We had Joel Embiid. We talked about him. Part of the core 4, had 25 minutes, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. And this dude scored 15 DraftKings points in 4 minutes. I mean, he was like a snowflake, and he just blossomed into this fiery, burning bush of wonderful fantasy goodness. That's what he did. All right. Sergio Rodriguez, very disappointing for people that thought they were going to get a cheap point guard and a good matchup. Didn't really do well. 7 points, 2 rebounds. He did have 9 assists, but not what you were looking for if you rostered Sergio Rodriguez. Ersan Ilyasova had 14 points and 11 boards with 2 assists. Good game from him. My main man, Rashawn Holmes, saw 24 minutes, had 8 points and 12 rebounds. On the Indiana side, we finally saw a Paul George-esque game from Paul George. 40 minutes, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals for him. Thad Young kind of got back in the groove. He had 11 points and 9 boards with an assist and a steal. Miles Turner fouled out in 30 minutes and had 13 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. I'm not a big fan of Miles Turner. I'll let you have him anytime. I'm good on Miles Turner. Monte Ellis. Now, the funny part about this is I had another guy who we're going to talk about later in my lineup, but Monte Ellis was there first. The news breaks. He's not going to be starting. I'm like, oh shit, they done shit on Monte Ellis. Who are they putting in? They're putting in the CJ Miles dude. No, I don't want CJ Miles. I'm going to get Rodney Hood. Fuck it. We knew how that worked out. Okay. But CJ Miles had 13 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steals. And the aforementioned Monte Ellis, who came off of the bench, played 36 minutes and had 19 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals for him. Very nice game for Monte Ellis. The next game we're going to talk about is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers going to Washington. And in the nation's capital, LeBron James was the king. Even in the nation's capital, he had 27 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Really great game from him. We got what we knew we were going to get from Kevin Love. The ownership was so high. It's the only reason why I didn't like him very much. But he had 14 points, 16 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Tristan Thompson underwhelmed. 2 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. J.R. Smith's shot was falling. He had 17 points and 4 rebounds. And Kyrie, who nobody liked. People were messaging me, I don't like Kyrie. I'm telling you, I loved Kyrie in the spot. He had 29 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists for him. On the Washington side, I wanted no part of John Wall. I talked about that in the last episode. And he went out and, I mean, he didn't necessarily hit the value that you want to get from John Wall, but he had a pretty decent game. 28 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. Everybody who chased Otto Porter down that 72-point rabbit hole from the other night, they got 11 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 block at 6.5K. You could have did better. It wasn't horrible. You can live with what he did. Markieff Morris had 20 points and 5 rebounds with an assist, a steal, and a block. And we also saw 15 boards from Marcin Gortat, but he only scored 4 points, so it was kind of all for naught. Satoransky jumped off the bench and had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Keep an eye on him. We're going to talk about him later. The next game we're going to get into is going to be the Toronto Raptors going to Charlotte to take on the Hornets. We just talked about a couple of the Hornets players we already know. The heat check player tonight came from this game. His name is Kemba Walker. He did the damn thing. Nick Batum had an awesome game, 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. And yes, he was on the triple-double watch. Marvin Williams grabbed 13 boards to go with 10 points, 1 assist, and 1 block. And we saw Roy Hibbert getting into action. Only 13 minutes, but he had 10 points and 2 rebounds. Bellinelli was somebody who a lot of people were talking to me all day about. What do you think I should do about Bellinelli? No. These guys, a lot of these guys are tournament darts, man, and they're all lumped together. Bellinelli, Exum, Thornton, like all them dudes. I didn't call anybody and ask them, what do you think about Dante Exum? I already knew he was a tournament dart. Like, we know what a good play is, and we know what a tournament dart are. Guys who we might just make something off. There's no problem with that. You can play him all day, but just know who you're playing. These are tournament darts. On the Toronto side, we saw a really good game, and usually I would see this coming, and I would be like, yo, fire up Lowry and DeRozan. But I was so consumed with Kemba at home that I really didn't look to the other side of the ball because I just wanted that game script to work out. I wanted Kemba to play so well that I wouldn't care what Lowry and DeRozan did. But they both had really good games. DeMar DeRozan, 34 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and Kyle Lowry had 19 points to go with 8 rebounds and 6 assists with 2 steals and a block, and he was on the triple-double watch for a moment. DeMarre Carroll, his game is steadily improving. In 22 minutes, he had 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist for him. The next game we're going to get into is going to be the Utah Jazz going to Orlando and beating the Magic. Now, you look at this point total, and you're like, damn, how the hell did all them fantasy points get scored from there? Because guys on this team caught wreck. You could have stacked this team and came off as long as you didn't play Dante Exum, old snowflake ass. Anyway, Gordon Hayward had 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. Triple-double watch for him. He had 1 steal. Derek Favors had 18 and 9, fell 1 shy of that double-double bonus. He had 1 assist, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Rudy Gobert had a really good game. I didn't see it coming. I didn't call it. He had 13 points and 13 rebounds with an assist, a steal, and 3 blocks. And we also saw Shelvin Mack off the bench have 9 points and 6 rebounds with 2 assists and 2 steals. On the Orlando side, not a very good game from anyone. I mean, Fournier scored 21 points and had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. But, I mean, it was just it was a complete shit show. I don't know what is wrong with this organization and what they're doing. I don't know why they have 3 centers and none of them are ever on the floor at the same time. I mean, Elfrid Payton was very bad in this game. He had 2 points and 3 rebounds with a steal and a block. And I don't even want to talk about the rest of the shit. It was just a horrible showing for the Orlando Magic. They are officially a bad team. The next game we're going to get into is going to be the New York Knicks, my New York Knicks, going to Boston and getting their ass whipped by the Celtics. And this was funny because Carmelo Anthony, who I never roster in fantasy. There's a few rules I have, like play Kemba at home. You know what I'm saying? Don't play Carmelo. Like there's like a few rules I have when it comes to NBA DFS, and not playing Carmelo is one of them. I don't care. I just don't. He's not a good daily fantasy option for me. Like he doesn't work hard on the defensive end. He doesn't really want to rebound unless he thinks that he can take the rebound and go coast to coast. He's just not a really good DFS option for me, so I didn't have him anywhere. That's why I didn't really want to tag him with the Snowflake, because I already know, like, I don't fuck with him. And I tell y'all that all the time. I'm like, yo, I'm not playing Carmelo Anthony, and neither should you. He's not a good DFS player. So in his 12 minutes, he had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Got ejected from the game. Kristaps Porzingis. Now you was damn close to being a snowflake. You was very close. But I know that the reason why the team was so bad was because Carmelo Anthony was out of the game, and the team gave up. So I took it easy on you. Plus, I got Nick's love, so I took it easy on you. It's my show. And if I want Dante Exum is the snowflake of the night. Joakim Noah had an awesome game. 9 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 blocks. He fell one shy of that double-double bonus. We didn't see much from Derrick Rose. He had 11 points and 4 rebounds with 6 assists. That was pretty good. But Hergonamez had a really good game. He jumped off of the bench after Melo got tossed, and in 23 minutes, he had 8 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. If you had the stones to roster him, it definitely paid off for you. Now, on the Boston side of the ball, Marcus Smart was somebody that was a late breaking news that got in there. And if you did get him in there, he got you right because he was on a triple-double watch. He had 12 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, and 3 steals. Good game for him. Kelly Olynyk, we talked about him, 19, 7, 3, and 1. Avery Bradley had a solid game, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals. And Isaiah Thomas was up to his usual tricks in 27 minutes, getting 29 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Good game from him. The next game we're going to get into is going to be the San Antonio Spurs at home with the visiting Detroit Pistons. Really good game from Andre Drummond. I called this yesterday. If you tune into the show, I said the only person that I would roster on this team would be Andre Drummond because he was going to grab some boards and he was going to score a little bit because your boy's old and slow. Because Paul Gasol is old and slow and he can't stick with him. But I'm going to tell you where youth of Andre Drummond was no match for the mental capacity, the game, people that know the game of basketball like Paul Gasol, because he was really able to get off. But Andre Drummond had 20 points, 17 rebounds with a steal and a block. Very good game from him. Tobias Harris had 12, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for him. Nothing really to speak about. Caldwell Pope turned out a fairly solid performance. He led the team in minutes, so he was out there the whole game, 39 minutes for him. He had 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. But on the San Antonio side of the ball, we saw an awesome game from Paul Gasol. 35 minutes, he had 21 points, 9 rebounds, just shy of that double-double bonus. He had 6 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. LaMarcus Aldridge had 14 points and 12 rebounds. And you know what? The reason why I couldn't even consider Kawhi the snowflake of the night is because, I mean, they didn't need him. Like, they didn't need him. And you know how Pop is. If the team's kicking ass, like, they're not going to make him go extra hard. He's like some kind of secret weapon that they unleash when they really need it. So I didn't have Kawhi Leonard in a lot of spots anyway because I didn't think they were going to need him to do much. And he didn't have to do much. He had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 4 steals. A respectable game for one of the game's best players who you don't really need on a night to go ahead and beat the Detroit Pistons. So he's not a snowflake. He's still a man. That's my dude. Next game we're going to get into, and it's the final game on the slate, is going to be the Sacramento Kings traveling to Portland to take on the Trailblazers. And this had to have been the most entertaining, nerve-wracking game of the night because we were at a point where we had 5 times our buy-in. By the time this game was over, we were down to 3 times our buy-in. I mean, just being run down is not fun. It happens, and we're going to do it to people too. But for some reason, we didn't roster anybody in this late game, and it kind of came back to bite us. I did have Dame Lillard in my single entry lineups, and that helped because he did take me over the cash threshold, so I made some money there. But I mean, Rudy Gay, man, good lord, when am I going to start respecting Rudy Gay for how good that he has become and how much he means to this particular offense? And in 42 minutes, because the game went in overtime, he had 29 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. DeMarcus Cousins fell one shy of that double-double bonus. He had 33 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. And Costa Kufas turned out a good game. He had 10 points and 6 boards. Aaron Aflalo with 15 and 2. On the Portland side, Maurice Harkless, man, at 8 and 8 with an assist. Not very good for him. McCollum had 31 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists, and 4 steals. And in 42 minutes, Dame Lillard had 36 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists. It doesn't kind of qualify as a Dame game. It doesn't really qualify as a Dame game, but he played decent. And if you rostered him, you got kind of what you were looking for from him. Alan Crabb played 37 minutes in this game and had 16 points with 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Now, since we got this monster 11 game slate, the first thing I would like to do is jump into the player pricing if we can. I'm not going to take you through the focus issues. They have not been resolved, but we're going to go in, we're going to see where we stand as far as player pricing for tomorrow's 11 games. And the first thing I want you to be aware of and the hold tight in your mind is that out of all of these games, out of all of the games on the slate, 10 of the 22 teams are coming off a back-to-back. So I want you to put your focus, if you can, on road favorites that did not play tonight. If you are on the road and you are a favorite and you did not play last night, if you did not play on the 11th, I like you on the 12th. And we're going to see how that works as we go into the breakdowns of tomorrow's 11 game slate. Let's start right here. We've got Anthony Davis. He is atop the list at home against the Lakers at 11.5K. That's a fair price for him on a slate this big. We can get a lot of guys to go up and pay up for him while we get value for just beneath him. I like that. We've got James Harden at 11.3K. That is always a good price for him. Now, we just saw this game early in the week, I believe, and Harden went off. Harden went the fuck off. So this dude's matchup proof. Doesn't matter what it is. He's always good to go. We've got Kawhi Leonard at 9.4K. I like him too. We can go there. Giannis, the price has to come down on him for me. I'm going to miss that 60-point Giannis game. I just am. Because I'm not going to roster him at upwards of 9,000. I'm just not going to do it. As long as Chris Paul is under 9K, he is definitely in play and rosterable in any format. We've got John Wall, who they say is going to be resting, so we want to be on the lookout for that. Blake Griffin at 8.5. His salary hadn't moved anywhere. DeMar DeRozan is now up to 8.4. We've got Whiteside against Utah. Now, I like Whiteside under any circumstance, and I think that because he's playing against the Utah Jazz, his ownership may take a hit, so that's something to be on the lookout for. We've got Karl-Anthony Towns in that game against the Clippers. He's going to see some DeAndre Jordan. Paul Millsap playing against Philadelphia. That's tasty. Paul George at 7.9K. Isaiah Thomas is up to 7.9. Dwight Howard is up 7.8. We've got Kyle Lowry in New York. Fire them up. We'll talk about that when we get to it. 7.7. Andre Drummond, the price is still cheap on him, playing the Denver Nuggets. I like that price for Andre Drummond. We've got Jimmy Butler at 7.4. Gordon Hayward is at 7.4. That's pretty good. But against Miami, Justice Winslow, I'm not sure I want a piece of that. Porzingis here. Nah. Eric Bledsoe, somebody who I really like here at home against Brooklyn. That's a really good matchup for him. We got Avery Bradley at 7,000. He's still there where he was tonight. Otto Porter is up to 6.8. That is a wash. I will not play him for that. Miles Turner at 6.7. TJ Warren 6.7. That's a good price for TJ Warren. We got Mike Conley. He's probably going to be the chalk tomorrow at 6.6K. We've got Dwayne Wade at 6.5. Levine at 6.5 is pretty good. The next tier, Martin Gortat 6.3, coming off a back-to-back with no John Wall. Derek Favors at 6.3. That price didn't jump up a lot, but it crept up a little bit. I still like him at the 6.3. We got Rudy Gobert at 6.2. Jabari Parker at 6.2. That price is up a little bit. Joel Embiid is at 6.1, but we don't think he's going to be playing. We think we're going to see more Okafor tomorrow. Emmanuel Moody at 5.9. That price is down on him. I believe it's a little bit. Gallinari, the price is down on him. He may be in play. Rajon Rondo, 5.8. We gotta look at Rajon because he had a really good game last time out. Night of rest, playing against Washington on the back-to-back against maybe a rookie point guard. I might like Rajon tomorrow. I might like him tomorrow. We got Markieff Morris at 5.6K, good price on him. So Justice Winslow at 5.5. Kilpatrick is up to 5.5. That's not horrible. Robert Covington 5.4. Thaddeus Young 5.4. Booker at 5.4. So there's some very good value. We've got Jahlil Okafor at 5.2 against Dwight Howard. I don't think I want a part of that. Nikola Jokic is down to 5.2. They still have not figured out their center situation yet between him and Nurkic. So I don't know what we're going to be doing with that. So we've got some good pricing going on here, and just to save any trouble with the you don't need the screen. Now to go ahead and jump into tomorrow's point totals, we are going to start with a really high point total, something that we really like. It is a 220 over under. This is the Boston Celtics going to Indiana to take on the Pacers. Now the point differential is very small. It's only -2.5. Now -2.5 point total with a 220 game total. -2.5 differential with a 220 point total. That tells us we need to have a part of this game. We've got to have pieces of this game, and it doesn't have to be the frontline guys or the stars either, because there's enough guys at lower salaries on these teams to where we can roster them and then pay up in other areas. Of course, I like Olynyk again. We know, because he shoots threes and he can score a little bit. But we know, what do we know about Boston? Everybody say it with me. Boston sucks rebounding the ball. That automatically puts Thad Young in play for me. I do not like Miles Turner, but it automatically puts Thad Young in play for me. I love Thad Young tomorrow. He's going to be somebody who I'm going to have in a few lineups. The price is depressed on him. The morale is down on him. The ownership is going to be low. He's somebody you can get for cheap at a low ownership that's going to be a guarantee double-double tomorrow. I like Thad Young. In this game, Paul George, you can take your chances there, but I feel like if you want to go small forward, you can either pay up to Kawhi in that marquee matchup against James Harden, or you can pay down a little bit and do better than you would with Paul George against the Boston defense. That is not as good as it has been, but I think they're going to have Avery Bradley on him, so I don't want any of that. On the other side of the ball, I like the perimeter players, of course. Anytime Jeff Teague is no match for Isaiah Thomas. So I like Isaiah Thomas definitely in this game. I like Avery Bradley in this game. Those are some guys. If I had to roster anybody from the Boston side, it would be Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Kelly Olynyk. Anybody from the Indiana side, it'd be Thad Young, definitely Thad Young, and I would stop there. That's just me. I would stop there. That's only part of this game on the Indiana side I want is Thad Young. That's just where I'm at. The next game is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers traveling to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans. This is a nice point total as well. It's 214 point total with only a 1 point differential going in favor of the Pelicans. They are giving the Lakers 1 point. You know what that says? That says Tim Frazier going to be the chalk. And I don't like him. I don't like him no more. I don't like him no more. I just don't. For some reason, I just don't like Tim Frazier no more. I just don't. I think the Lakers are in an upward climb, and the Pelicans are in a downward spiral. That's just how I feel. Now, Anthony Davis is going to get his. He's going to. But at 11.5K, I'm not going to go there on Anthony Davis. I'm just not. I'm not. And he's due for an injury, but that's something else. That's speculation. But I'm not going there on Anthony Davis. That's just too much. He has to do too much to get that against a very active power forward on the blocks, and somebody that can go coast to coast, and Julius Randle, who I would rather have Randle at his price than to pay that much for Anthony Davis. That's just me. We also got Mozgov in this game, who I like as a value play. I also like Brandon Ingram because he's going to see a lot of the New Orleans Pelicans second team as a ball handler, and he will destroy them. Um, this game is, I think it is going to be a close game. It's going to be a good game, and you're going to get good points from Tim Frazier. You're going to get good points. He's going to play well, but I need I need Tim Frazier to do what he did against the Bucks, and I don't think he's going to do that against the Lakers. I don't think he's going to do that against the Lakers. I just don't. I think that and a lot of it has to do with coaching, because for the first time in a long time, somebody has control of this Laker team, and that is Luke Walton. Luke Walton has control of this Laker team, and it doesn't matter who's scoring, who's doing what. He will make any decision he needs to make for the betterment of the team. You see, like, you wondering, like, where the fuck is D'Angelo Russell? Like, where the fuck is D'Angelo Russell? And you look at the score, and you see that D'Angelo Russell hadn't been playing very well, and Lou Will is like dropping buckets, and Lou Will done got 30 minutes. He doesn't care. He wants to win. He wants to coach, and I like the fact that these guys are young and coachable. So I think they have a plan for Tim Frazier. You can't stop Anthony Davis. You can only hope to contain him, but you can stop. You can really slow Tim Frazier down if you have to. I think that's going to be one of their focal points tomorrow. So I don't like Tim Frazier very much. That's just my personal synopsis, coming from somebody who just watches every NBA game. So take it or leave it. Do what you want to do with it. I won't have very many shares of Tim Frazier tomorrow. Um, the next game we're going to get into is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers going to Atlanta. Atlanta's one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Just beat Cleveland. Everybody's been playing well. I'm not sure if they won their last game. I think they might have lost the last game, but they're still playing well, and they're very hot, and they're enjoying playing basketball. And it all starts with Dwight Howard, and that's where it ends in this game. Dwight Howard's going to have a field day against Jahlil Okafor. If Embiid is not in the game, Dwight Howard's going to go ham. I love Dwight Howard in this game. They always feed him the rock, kind of get him going, make him happy, sit him down, and then everybody else plays well. So this is a 204.5 point total, with Atlanta giving up 13.5 to Philadelphia. I don't like anything on the Philadelphia side of the ball. I'm not going to go there tomorrow. I only like them when Embiid plays. When Embiid plays, I like them and other cats. If I had to roster anybody, it would definitely be Rashawn Holmes, because he's going to get love with the second team and scrub love when they get blown out, because it's going to be a blowout, I would say. The next game we're going to do is going to be the New York Knicks going to Toronto to take on the Raptors. Now, there is no point total for this game as of yet. I would guess it's because of the injury situation going on with maybe Valanciunas. But fire him up, Lowry and DeRozan. Go ahead. Just you heard it from me, a Knicks fan. Fire up Lowry and DeRozan. They're gonna eat. They're gonna feast. They're gonna go ham. Now if Valanciunas is out, because we know he had some issue that was keeping him out of the game, but he did play tonight, and they're on the back-to-back. Both teams on the back-to-back. So if he doesn't play, I like Bebe Naguera, and I also like Joakim Noah again if he doesn't see Valanciunas. The next game we're going to talk about is going to be the Washington Wizards going to Chicago to take on the Bulls. Now, the Bulls are at home. Washington's on the back-to-back. Word is there's going to be no John Wall. So if John Wall's not playing, we see Satoransky. If we see Satoransky, I like him against Rondo. I like him against Rondo, and I like Rondo against him. So we can definitely go Chicago big in this game. I think we're going to see a nice rebounding and scoring game from the Chicago side. Whether it would be Jimmy Butler getting into action, rebounding the ball well, because Washington likes to get out in transition no matter where they go, home or not. They are a running team, so I like Jimmy Butler in this game. I also like the center for Chicago. What is this dude's name? I can't remember this dude's name. Dang. Now you can make me look this shit up. It's right here. All y'all probably screaming it right now. It's Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson. Yeah, I like Taj Gibson in this game. I think he's going to have a really good opportunity to double-double in this game on the Washington side. We can go Otto Porter here, but I'm not going to pay that much for him. I just think his salary is inflated because of that game. He had a 70-point game he had, so I'm not going to be going there. The next game we're going to talk about is going to be San Antonio Spurs going to Houston this time. Last time they played in San Antonio, now they're playing in Houston. So we get James Harden at home. Home favorite against a team that's on a back-to-back. We don't know what Papa's going to do. He might sit everybody, fire up James Harden. I love James Harden in this game. I even think that we can go Capella in this game, depending on who sits from the San Antonio side. Of course, that would automatically lead me to like Kawhi Leonard as well. The next game I'm going to talk about is going to be the Utah Jazz going to the Miami Heat. There is no point total for this game as of yet because Goran Dragic was ruled out for tomorrow late today. So, I mean, we're going to see some Tyler Johnson. I like him. We might not, and it's also because George Hill may not play. Now, Utah's on a back-to-back. Miami is not. I like Whiteside. I think you can fire him up. A lot of people are not going to be on him because he's going to be going against Rudy Gobert. But Whiteside is a freak, and he's just really good. And the low ownership because he's going against Rudy Gobert on an 11-game slate, this dude might be 4 or 5% owned and be the beast of the night. Like, just be a crazy, 50, 60-point game easily because nobody's going to be on him because the slate's so big and, people will be scared off of that Utah defense. So I like him. I don't like Gordon Hayward tonight. He's going to see Justice Winslow defense. I actually like Justice Winslow a little bit more than I like Gordon Hayward, just as far as the price goes. If George Hill plays, I like George Hill if he does play. Tyler Johnson, of course, like I said, is in play. So this is going to be a lot to look forward to as we go throughout our Saturday. We want to be vigilant and make sure that we are keeping up with the beat writers and finding out exactly what's going on Twitter. That is the best place to find the information. The next game we're going to get into is going to be LA Clippers going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is a 204 point total. The Clippers are giving up 5 points. Now remember, Clippers play tonight, back-to-back. Minnesota fresh, right? So home dog on a back-to-back. I like Minnesota a lot in this game. I actually like a few. I like Karl Anthony Towns in this game. I like Andrew Wiggins to destroy JJ Redick. I like everybody but the point guard that's going to go against Chris Paul. And on the other side, I do like Chris Paul. I think Blake Griffin is going to be in play. It's going to be a really good game, too. I don't think it's going to be as like, oh, the Clippers are going to blow them out. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be a really good game. The next game is probably where all the chalk is coming from. It is the Memphis Grizzlies going to Milwaukee. This is a 201 point total with the Grizzlies getting 2 points. Milwaukee is the favorite in this game. I like Conley. I love Conley's game. I think he's going to be a really, really great play. He's actually going to be the chalk, too. I don't like Giannis Antetokounmpo. We already talked about that. His price is too high. I'm going to miss that game where he scores 75 points. I'm going to miss it because I'm just not going to be rostering him at 9K and he's going out and scoring 33 points regularly. I just don't like him. Jabari Parker is actually going to be in play for me in this game. Zach Randolph is going to be in play for me in this game. And I'm going to give Greg Monroe one more shot because Milwaukee's strength is the big, so they're going to have somebody who can play with Marc Gasol out there more than just the standard 16, 17 minutes that he gets. Next game is going to be the Detroit Pistons going to Denver to take on the Nuggets. This is a 202 point total with Denver giving up 4.5 points to Detroit. Now, of course, this is a home favorite playing against a team that's on a back-to-back. I love Moody in this game to destroy Ish Smith. I like Gallinari in this game. I also like, on the other side of the ball, I love Drummond again. I like Kenneth Reed for the cheap. I think there's a lot to like in this game. And we're going to check on this going forward. The next game we're going to get into, and the final game on the slate, is going to be the Brooklyn Nets going to Phoenix to take on the Suns. This is a 219 overall over-under, a really, really high point total for a team this bad. And the differential is only 5 points. So there's going to be some scoring. On the Phoenix side of the ball, this is probably my favorite point guard player tonight when it comes to where the price meets the value. This guy is my favorite point guard play on the night, and it's Eric Bledsoe. He is going to catch wreck against whoever is the Brooklyn point guard. Whether it's the Whitehead kid or if it's Sean Kilpatrick, he's going to destroy whoever it's going to be. We need to find out whether Tyson Chandler's going to be playing or if we're going to be seeing Alex Len starting. I like TJ Warren in this game. On the Brooklyn side of the ball, Brook Lopez is always in play. He's a very special talent. I like him. I like Trevor Booker to grab some boards, maybe get a double-double for us. So we've got a lot of good stuff with this Brooklyn and Phoenix game. Now, before we go, man, just wanted to thank all of you who are a part of the DFS Sweatshop for everything you do, every like, every share, every comment, every subscription, every retweet. Oh, my baby crying. Oh, yeah, this video got to be cut because my baby just woke up. I probably was making too much noise. I'm coming, baby. But man, uh, have a very wonderful time with you guys every day, all day, on Twitter. And I know that you guys are tuning in, waiting for the videos. That makes me feel great. This is my birthday weekend, but I'm still going to be dropping videos where I can. If you would like to support the show, there is a link on your PC. When you go to YouTube settings or YouTube on your PC that says support the show, you are more than welcome to do that. If you want to do it a different way, my PayPal is simmonsmaurice95@yahoo.com. Thank you. Have a wonderful, profitable Saturday, and always keep it 300 in the sweatshop.